An emergency task force has arrived in Russia's southern Krasnodar region as an oil spill in the Kerch Strait from two storm-stricken tankers continues to spread a month after it was first detected, officials said. Emergency specialists were working around the clock, building a path along the rocky shore to reach one of the tankers from which the fuel oil continues to leak into the sea, Russian state TV said Monday. The report showed tractors and excavators building an earth-fill road, and emergency workers collecting oil from the sea with shovels. The task force, which includes Emergency Situations Minister Alexander Kurenkov, was set up after Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday called on authorities to ramp up the response to the spill, calling it one of the most serious environmental challenges we have faced in recent years. The Emergencies Ministry said Saturday that over 155,000 tons of contaminated sand and soil had been collected since oil spilled out of the tankers during a storm. 4 weeks ago in the Kerch Strait, which separates the Russia-occupied Crimean Peninsula from the Krasnodar region. Kurenkov said that the most difficult situation had developed near the port of Taman in the Krasnodar region, where fuel oil continues to leak into the sea from the damaged part of the Volganeft 239 tanker. Kurenkov was quoted as saying by Russian state news agency RIA Novosti that the remaining oil will be pumped out of the tanker's stern. Russian-installed officials in Ukraine's partially Russian-occupied Zaporizhia region said Saturday that the mazut, a heavy, low-quality oil product, had reached the Berdyansk Spit, some 145 kilometers north of the Kerch Strait. It contaminated an area 14.5 kilometers long, Moscow-installed Governor Yevgeny Balitsky wrote on Telegram. Russian-appointed officials in Moscow-occupied Crimea announced a regional emergency last weekend after oil was detected on the shores of Sevastopol, the peninsula's largest city, about 250 kilometers from the Kerch Strait.
Волной и штормом все равно какую-то часть выбрасывает сюда на берег. И мы ручным трудом, с помощью лопат, мешков, собираем вот это все. Он очень густой, и только вот ручным трудом можно вот так его собирать.
South Korea's spy agency told lawmakers on Monday that two North Korean soldiers who were captured by Ukrainian forces while fighting alongside Russian forces in Russia's Kursk border region haven't expressed a desire to seek asylum in South Korea. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky posted on X that he's willing to hand over the soldiers to North Korea if its authoritarian leader Kim Jong-un arranges for an exchange with Ukrainian prisoners of war in Russia. In a closed-door briefing at South Korea's National Assembly, the National Intelligence Service confirmed its participation in the questioning of the North Korean soldiers by Ukrainian authorities. The agency said the soldiers haven't expressed a request to resettle in South Korea, according to two lawmakers who attended the meeting. About 34,000 North Koreans have defected to capitalist rival South Korea to avoid economic hardship and political suppression at home, mostly since the late 1990s. The agency assessed that the North Koreans are struggling to adapt to drones and other elements of modern warfare. They are further disadvantaged by the crude tactics of their Russian commanders, who have thrown them in assault campaigns without providing rear-fire support, according to Lee Song-kwian, a lawmaker who attended the agency's briefing. Seoul's spy agency believes about 300 North Korean soldiers have died and another 2,700 have been injured while fighting alongside Russia against Ukrainian forces. It represents North Korea's first involvement in large-scale conflict since the 1950-53 Korean War. The agency said memos found on dead North Korean soldiers indicated that they had been ordered to commit suicide before being captured, according to Lee. The agency said one North Korean soldier, facing the threat of being captured by Ukrainian forces, shouted "General Kim Jong-un" and tried to detonate a hand grenade before he was shot and killed.
네, 국정원은 우크라이나 정보 당국과의 실시간 공조를 통해서 북한군 2명 생포와 포로 진술 내용을 입수했습니다. 이 내용을 조금 소개해드리면 이 2명은 정찰 총국 소속의 전투원 2,500명이 파견되었는데 그때 동시에 동반해서 파병된 것으로 소속이 확인되었고, 두 번째로 북한 당국이 파병 급여에 대한 약속이 없이 영웅으로 우대한다, 대우한다는 공지를 받았다고 진술한 점이 있습니다. 현재 포로가 한국으로 가겠다라는 입장 표명을 하거나 그런 것은 없습니다만, 우크라이나의 입장에서는 러시아에 보획된 우크라이나 포로들하고 교환을 하는, 상호 포로 교환하는 쪽으로 우크라이나가 생각을 할 수도 있겠지만, 국정원의 입장에서는 북한군도 우리 헌법적 가치에 봤을 때 우리나라 국민에 포함되기 때문에 포로가 된 북한군의 의사가 가장 중요하다라는 관점에 입각해 있고, 한국으로의 귀환이라고, 기순이라고 해야 될까요? 그걸 요청을 오면 우크라이나와 협의를 적극적으로 하겠다라는 입장을 가지고 있습니다. 전사자 소지 메모에서 북한 당국이 생포 이전에 자폭, 자결을 강요하는 내용이 있고, 또한 병사들은 막연하게 입당, 노동당 입당이 되겠죠. 입당 그리고 사면을 기대하고 있는 사실도 메모에 기재되어 있는 것이 발견되었습니다. 최근 북한군 병사 한 명이 우크라이나군에 포획될 위기에 놓이자 김정은 장군을 외치며 수류탄을 꺼내서 자폭을 시도하다 사살된 사례도 확인되었다고 합니다. 러시아 파병 북한군의 교전 참여 지역이 크루스크 전역으로 확대되고 있고, 북한군 피해 규모가 사망이 300여 명, 그리고 부상이 2,700여 명으로서 사상자 수가 3,000여 명을 넘어선 것으로 추산하고 있습니다.
우크라이나가 가진 북한 포로 혹시 제네바 협약상으로 통화를 해야 하긴 하는데